So, if you've been on Twitter recently, or I would imagine probably other forms of social media, you've heard about this GameStop hedge fund shit that's going on. I didn't really understand it, but more or less, these hedge fund investors wanted to short this stock, GameStop in this case, but these people on this Reddit trading forum was like, fuck that, no, we're gonna try to make you guys pay, and that's what they end up doing. And Brother Q or at Andray Domais on Twitter has this really excellent thread explaining what happened. So let's take a look and listen and see if he can help us make sense of this craziness. It was pretty interesting though, honestly.
So what the fuck is going on with GameStop? So it turns out there's more than one way to lose your shirt at GameStop, and Wall Street fucked around and found out. This is actually hilarious to me. So most people think that playing at the stock market means that you buy shares low and you sell high, yada yada yada, you make money, which is true, but there are multiple ways to make money trading. One of those is what's called a short call option. So I can't get into all the intricacies, but I'll say that a short call option is selling somebody else the option to purchase those shares at an agreed upon price within a certain time limit. So
Okay, there's the first, and it's a thread. I believe there's 7. Thank you, Andray, for doing the work here.
So let's say I've got shares in a company called, I don't know, Stamecop, and they're worth $50 right now, but I think that within a month's time they're going to drop down to, say, $25. But then there's somebody else who believes that the stock is going to rise above $55. So we create an options contract where that person has the option to buy the stock from me at $55 per share at any point within a month's time. And the cost of that options contract is $3 per share. So since I have 100 shares to sell, he purchases the option at $3 per share. Therefore, I make $300 right off the top. Easy peasy, right? Oh, okay, so here's where things get a little bit hairy. As the seller of that option, I'm making $300 off the top. And if the stock doesn't go up in price, I'm okay. What if it does go up in price? I'm fine.
Which is what happened in this case. The price went up exponentially.
Why? Because, I don't know, if that stock like doubles or triples or quadruples,
you got to pay out all that money.
Fold in a month, then the person who purchased that option is going to exercise that option. So if my
give me all that money.
Stock is now like $1,000, that means I have to sell that stock to the person who purchased the options contract for $55 per share, which means that's $100,000 in stock that I'm selling for $5,500. And once you add the, I don't know, $300 profit that I made from selling that options contract in the first
you
place,
out a lot of money.
Paper, I've just lost $94,200. Now, this doesn't happen all that often because stock values don't fluctuate like that, usually, not within such a short
period. But it did in this case.
So a bunch of people on Reddit were able to find out companies that had short positions in GameStop, hedge fund companies, the fucking scum of the earth, absolute parasite. Why?
It's definitely right there, definitely the parasites. Damn Wall Street, just a big fucking Ponzi scheme.
And what hedge fund companies love to do is use their short positions to exert what's called downward pressure on company stock prices. So a retail company like GameStop, which is in distress, like almost all retail companies are in distress because we're in the middle of a pandemic, has seen some downward pressure on their share price. And when you have a bunch of hedge fund companies that are taking that short position, i.e. expecting the share price to fall,
but
it
indicates
to the rest of the market, hey, hang on a second, this company might actually fail. Let's all get on the action. And what oftentimes happens...
There's a bunch of hedge fund companies probably.
...being driven farther and farther and farther down, is that larger companies like, I don't know, Bain Capital, like private equity firms, come in and snap them up on the cheap. But the Reddit edgelords were not happy. So a slew of investors from a trading subreddit did the exact opposite. They actually dumped money into the stock to inflate its value. And what hedge
Which is what happened exactly. And then they called in that short, and this private equity company owes a bunch billions.
Trading on Tuesday, the 26th of January, it's worth about $148 a share, which causes problems for the hedge fund companies because
then they got to pay all that money.
To play this game is not theirs; it's borrowed money. That's called leveraging. So you come into this game with a combination of investor money and credit, and the idea was that you're going to make money off the falling of this stock's value. but instead it went the opposite direction. Not only are you not making money your ass out, you actually owe people money. And for a company called Melvin Capital, it was fucking catastrophic. They had to call in for $2.75 billion in investor help to bail their asses out. And it doesn't stop there. The Redditors have been doing the exact same thing with AMC, that is the theater company, and with BlackBerry and Bed Bath & Beyond, which is hilarious to me at least because they're exposing the three-card Monte game that is Wall Street, and the Ringers, which is business news media. At the beginning...
Don't get the card reference, but understand what he's saying there.
None of these suit-wearing motherfuckers accounted for the fact that Redditors could meme multi-billion-dollar hedge funds into possible insolvency. And on the other side of the coin, some of these Redditors have made literally millions of dollars off of this strategy.
Good for them.
Which is exactly why I'm never going to recommend that anybody try to do this, because you could lose your shirt. You could literally fucking lose everything. Because when the share value of these companies comes back down to earth, and at some point they do have to come back to some sort of like reasonable, insane level, then anybody who bought into this at their inflated price is going to
take a big loss.
I mean, that's just the reality of it. But the important lesson here is that they've shown that none of this is real, like the financialization of companies, the outside investing, the private capital, all that stuff, the hedge firms. It's
all bullshit.
These hedge fund companies are basically depending on GameStop to sicken and slowly die over the course of this pandemic. And what the Redditors instead is almost like shoving a grenade down a vulture's throat. None of these
shoving a grenade down him. Alright, here's the last one in the thread.
Because when those options expire, and they will expire soon, they will be like 8 or 9 times what they were in the first place at that original roughly $20 per share. Meaning literally tens of billions of dollars on a lost bet. So for the Redditors playing this game, good on you, you mad lads you. Hope you know what you're doing. I hope you're not going to take some like catastrophic losses. I hope you're okay. I honestly hope that you really thought about this ahead of time, and that whatever you possibly end up losing is worth taking these companies down. And to the hedge fund parasites that are eating your own faces right now, I hope you fucking choke. I hope you never recover from this. I hope they sell your furniture in the streets. Anyway, yeah, so that's how all of that works. I hope it made sense. If it doesn't, feel free to hit me up with any questions. Because when those options expire, and they will...
Pretty good thread. I have a decent... He says I'm never doing that again. I mean, that's... Yeah, to be able to have that type of understanding to provide that analysis, good on you, Andray. That is an impressive wide range of knowledge that you have. Definitely recommend following him on Twitter. Really, really amazing insight and analysis, and yeah, pretty interesting. What do you think? Leave your thoughts in the comment sections down below about this whole GameStop hedge fund massacre thing that took place recently. Peace.